got to live in ignorant bliss for a little while, thinking that the rest of the pregnancy would be smooth sailing. Neither of our families had a history of miscarriages, so there honestly wasn't any reason to be concerned or even consider the possibility of that happening to us, honestly. We went in for our 8-week ultrasound, and I remember hearing the baby's heartbeat for the first time, and I was just overcome with love for this little baby inside of me. And if I had known that that was gonna be the last time that I would hear that heartbeat, I would have lingered a little longer in that moment. I noticed some spotting in my underwear one morning, and initially I wasn't too concerned about it. I knew that bleeding in pregnancy was a possibility and didn't necessarily mean anything was wrong. So I tried to, keep a positive mindset and believe the best. But I remember as the days went on and I continued to bleed, fear started to creep in, and it was like this dark cloud hovering over me, and it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I started to feel like that fear and doubt was consuming me, and I didn't know how to escape it. I realized that everything was out of my hands at that point, and I just had to kind of trust God with this little life inside of me. As a mom, it killed me, because you want to protect your baby, you want to protect that life. And it was hard recognizing that I couldn't do anything about it if I was losing this baby. The next morning, I decided to go into the clinic because I was just tired of the uncertainty. And I remember my body just being in a complete knot. It's like I couldn't get a full breath because I was just so anxious and fearful. And I just needed to be able to breathe again. And I remember just laying on that table, waiting to take a breath. And I wanted the doctor to say everything was okay. But during the ultrasound, I knew within seconds that the baby wasn't alive anymore. They couldn't detect a heartbeat. And when she confirmed that, it just broke me. My world just crumbled beneath my feet in an instant. I never in my life had experienced that level of devastation before. You never really assume that you're going to be that mom that loses a baby until it happens to you. But even if I had known that it was going to happen to me, there is no way I could have prepared myself for that kind of loss. It felt like my world had stopped and everyone else just kept on going. And I didn't know how to take that next step. One night my cramps intensified into full-on contractions, and I did not expect that at all. And my husband just held me on our living room floor as I was struggling through this pain. And even despite that physical pain I was feeling, it just couldn't even compare to the pain I was feeling inside. Knowing that even at the end of laboring through this, that I would not get to hold a healthy living baby at the end of it. After a few hours of intense contractions, I eventually passed the baby, and that next morning we went out and buried it together. And in those moments of being so utterly broken, God just met us where we were at. In a moment of questioning His goodness, He brought a comfort and a peace that I can't explain. And that moment was so holy and so beautiful. I wasn't sure how long it would take to heal from that loss, or if I would ever heal. I didn't even know what healing looked like. In the aftermath, there were a lot of things that caught me off guard and that were somewhat triggering for me. There were tons of baby advertisements on social media for products and stuff, and there were a couple people that made just kind of insensitive comments saying like, well, at least you can get pregnant, you know, at least you weren't that far along. I also had a number of friends announce their pregnancies right after I had lost mine, and I struggled with feelings of jealousy towards them. It was just like this constant battle of not allowing this seed of bitterness to take root in my heart. But as time passed, I can say that that weight of that loss has become easier to bear, even though I still grieve it and I still feel it. I can see the kind of person that I've become because of it. And in a weird way, I can be thankful for it because it's changed me. It's changed me for the better. Walking through that loss has given me new eyes. I see women differently. I see babies differently. I just have a greater love and respect for life because I recognize the fragility of it, and it shouldn't be taken for granted at all. I really do look forward to the day that I will get to hold that baby again in heaven. And that's the hope that I have in Jesus. If you have gone through a miscarriage, you are not alone. It's a hard, dark valley to walk through, and it'll take time, but it will get better. It'll get easier to bear. But you need to hang on to the Lord. You need to hang on to the Lord because there's going to be moments when the people that, even the ones that you love the most, won't be able to meet your needs the way He can. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's just not okay to stay there long. You're not alone. There are many other women who have walked this road, and we just want to let you know that you are loved and you are seen.